Welcome to the Catamount Football Show with Coach Matt Land. I'm Bill Mayo, and on this week's show, we'll take a look back at the Valdosta game and also review the 2016 football season. So stay right here. We'll be back with more Catamount football after these messages.
This is Roadrunner Coach Tony Engel. I want you to join another winning team with my friends at Advanced Insurance Strategies. They offer you great service, but more importantly, they offer you the assurance that you're protected today and against whatever tomorrow may bring. After all, isn't peace of mind what insurance is all about? Call my good friend David Pennington at Advanced Insurance Strategies today at 706-226-0186. Beep, beep.
Mike Jones with Carpet Express, and I'm so thankful to all our customers. We've reached 25 years of business. And when I think of Carpet Express, a few words come to mind. Dedicated, willing to work hard to serve our customers and provide quality products for every budget. Trustworthy, a company that cares and has family values. Dependable, from the sale to the installation, we are with you every step of the way. So come see why Carpet Express has been dedicated, trustworthy, and dependable for a quarter of a century.
The Catamount and the Chick-fil-A Cow are teaming up to provide you an awesome tailgate meal each home game from 5:30 to kickoff. Be sure to be here by 6 o'clock for the catwalk and get your Chick-fil-A meal for only $6. Chick-fil-A Dalton reminds you to eat more chicken and go be great!
Hello, Ebenezer Scrooge here. If you know me, you know I love giving. Did you know that Dalton Utilities Project Share helps local families all year round? Just add $1, $2, or more to your utility bill, or round up your bill to the nearest dollar and donate the change. The Project Share monies are sent to the Salvation Army each month to issue to those who need it most. Sign up online at, there it is, and God bless us, everyone.
I was tired of being limited by my knee pain.
I fell while riding my bike and needed a partial hip replacement.
I was kicking the ball and I felt a snap.
From joint replacements to complex spinal surgeries, Hamilton Medical Center's experts know how to get you back in the game. Quality and expertise matter. Hamilton Medical Center is Joint Commission certified in hip, knee, and shoulder replacement surgery. If pain is keeping you on the sidelines, get your life back with the help of Hamilton Medical Center.
Welcome back to the Catamount Football Show. And Coach Lane, let's talk a little bit about Friday night's Valdosta game. But before we do, I think we need to, and we'll do this at the end of the show, but I think we need to thank the city of Dalton.
Oh, man, I'm telling you that the city of Dalton was outstanding. And I actually, hopefully, I'm going to have a note going out here in the next few days to the editor, and they'll put it in the paper whenever they can. But just basically saying to the city, we appreciate so much the
businesses, the people.
Businesses, the people.
I mean, you name it.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm gonna make a comment to you here on TV that I made to the team, and I think you'll concur with this. It was an honor to really bring back to these young men what Dalton football was like when you
Absolutely.
and I played here. The last 2 weeks was the way Dalton football was when we were there. And I had a person come up to me today and actually say to me, and I thought this was a great way of saying it, said it was great to feel Dalton football again. And I knew what that meant. I knew it meant the Thanksgiving playoff and practicing, and you're the only team playing, and you got tons of people in the stadium's packed, and you come out from pregame, and instead of a few parents being there, it's already packed and loaded. And so, like I said, to just say to the city of Dalton, also to our area schools and the people in the county and in our neighboring areas, thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting us through the playoffs. Thank you, most importantly, for supporting these young men, because they're the ones that deserved it. Us coaches may not deserve it, but certainly the players did. But just overall, what a wonderful week leading up to this Valdosta game.
I know one of the things that I've said to the kids, and I can remember walking out of the field house and seeing the letter jackets from the different schools. So I walked out Friday night, and I'm out there on the sidelines. I'm looking. I see Cedartown, I see Northwest, I see Southeast,
tons of
see
them.
Murray. I mean, just from all over the area, guys coming to see our
Saudi
game.
Daisy.
Yeah,
I mean, you get down to this
exciting.
from Tennessee.
But let's talk about the game.
Sure.
Certainly didn't have the result we wanted. It was, when you look at the game statistically, it was very even.
It was, and I don't know which reporter it was that said it on Friday night. It was one of the Atlanta stations that was up there, said the score completely did not indicate the game. In fact, the sports reporter said to me, this was the most balanced game I think that I've seen all year, particularly in this championship level, because when you look at the ebb and flow of the game, and you're talking about two teams that literally 88 yards total offense in the first half, 86 total yards in the first half. You got at the end of the game, each team had 5 penalties. Each team had 8 first downs. But the difference in the game came down to mistakes. And I said this to the guys on Friday night when I was at Auburn. Coach Dye used to always say that in big games, 2 things are guaranteed to happen: big plays and mistakes. And very rarely does the same team make both.
Right.
Generally, somebody makes one and somebody. And I think when you looked at the game on Friday night, I don't think we were an immature team, but I think what showed was Valdosta's maturity. Not our immaturity, but their maturity. They took advantage of 2 critical mistakes in the first quarter with the punt return, those 2 punt returns first, and it completely took us out of our game, took us away from a running attack that we felt like we were beginning to finally get the break. Because we've proved that all year long. You don't do that much in the first half, but in the second half, you start wearing those guys down. We were wearing them down, and we had to switch modes. We started losing possessions. We started to basically, in my mind, I'm counting as a play caller, okay, we maybe have 3 more possessions or 2 more possessions, and you're down by 2 touchdowns. Then you're down 3 touchdowns. We come back and get 1. We get within striking distance. Then we get to where we're within 1 again, and suddenly we lose JP. And so certainly at the end of the day, just overall, just from a broad, very proud of our team. We shot every bullet we had. If you're going to die at the Alamo, don't have any bullets left. And we shot every bullet that we had left.
I think one thing about this team that we've seen the entire season, there's never been a lack of effort.
Never. That's a good point.
whether we're winning 40-0 or we're in a tight game, or in this case where we were down in the fourth quarter, everybody was fighting. Everybody was still playing hard. I didn't question anybody's effort. Nobody seemed to give up, and that's certainly a great trait for the young players on our team to learn and continue on.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know how many times I've made this comment. I hate comparative analysis. Other than statistical data, I hate to, because you can never quantify really why is this team better this time. So I don't get into that argument. But I will say this: looking back over the past, there was probably 3 things that stuck out to me about this team, and the most important was the one you hit, and that was this. You can think back a couple of years ago where we had that famous meeting in the end zone of, it's our way or the highway and all that kind of stuff. And this group never was at that point. Right. This group did everything we asked. And if there's a message that I would want young Catamounts to see in this group is, first of all, everything you can do to get better, get better. And I heard this comment one time: the best day to start was yesterday. These guys started yesterday. 7 years ago when I took this job, they were the first group I met with in middle school, and we said we're going to win a championship. And what did this group do? And I know we'll talk a little bit more about this class at the end of it, but you're talking about a team that played for 4 straight region championships, winning 3. That's pretty doggone strong.
Absolutely.
But it speaks to their work ethic, which is what you're saying.
Right.
The effort, which to me was unparalleled thus far. I can't wait to see what the next group, because this group has certainly raised the bar.
Absolutely. And I don't want to. We're not in the moral victory business.
Oh, that means you lost.
That's right. We lost that game, and congratulations to Valdosta.
Absolutely.
They earned it, and they played very well. We're not saying that. We're just look. You obviously want to look for some positive things.
That's right.
That our team carried through, and that's certainly a big one.
Well, and I think you can look at the game, and when we talk specifically about the game, look at the things that you talk about. Right. You're talking about a defense that literally held one of the best offenses in the state. Exactly where we thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
Our defense certainly proved that they were in that game as long as we needed them to be in the game. Offensively, even being hamstrung, even having some things working against us, particularly later in the game where we had some things on the field that happened with injuries and stuff like that. These guys continued to produce, continued to push the envelope to get what we could get. And I think, here's the lesson. If you're a young coach or you're an old coach, it doesn't matter. Possessions matter. At this level, when you're playing in a semifinal game, when you're in Final Four, every possession matters. And you can miss a possession against Sequoia.
Right.
You can't miss a possession in these games. And so winning the toss on the kickoff matters. Breaks in the special teams matters. Two things that I would point to in this game. One, we've scored after every turnover this year except for Maddox's turnover Friday night, which was on 4th down. JP gets hurt. The second thing is we had not lost special teams all year long, and we lost special teams. And I think that shows the formula of getting to where you're at. You got to protect the ball, and you got to play special teams. The third phase we won, which was I thought our defense played as well as theirs did. They just got handed 3 short fields.
Right. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more Catamount football after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reginald Sherrill. Are you tired of sweaty underarms and dealing with deodorant stains on your clothes? We're performing a procedure called Mirror Dry. It's safe, non-invasive, sweat and odor-free, deodorant-free. It is clinically proven and FDA approved. I've had the procedure and it really works. The procedure takes about 1 hour, it's local anesthesia, and works immediately. Call our office, Dalton Plastic Surgery, 706-226-3311. 706-226-3311.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
Honesty, integrity, and hard work, leadership, quality, and value. Just a few words to describe the company and people that make up Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries, the world's leading carpet manufacturer, is proud to be a sponsor of Dalton Catamount football. Shaw Industries, where great floors begin.
Back on Catamount football, and Coach Lane, let's talk a little bit about the 2016 football season. When 2 scrimmages and 14 games. I mean, when you think back to August, or I guess the 1st of August.
Yeah, we started August the 5th. I mean, literally the first week we started on the 1st, and the 5th was our first scrimmage.
Scrimmage Ridgeland and Ringgold.
That's right.
And then moved into the season with our non-region games. So I thought we had a tremendous for local community games.
No doubt.
When you look at Calhoun, Northwest, and Sonoraville, couldn't be a better 3 for us to play.
And I think if you really look at the way those games developed, it kind of was a foretelling of first of all what we were going to see going through the year, certainly from schemes as far as defense, and offense. I think second of all, just looking at the way the games played out. Those games, each one of us, I know we've talked individually, you can go back and pull out things that made us better. In fact, this week alone, we went back and looked at a couple of those films. Obviously, the Northwest film where they moved their linemen. We knew they were going to do that. That's something that nowadays everybody's got every game film, and so you're going to get to see that. And then just I think this once again the speed of Calhoun, the speed of and some of the size of Sonoraville helped us really kind of get prepared. But I felt like those 3 games really set the stage for what we were about to go into as far as the region play.
Well, I think the other thing too that got our kids excited was the crowd that we had at home for Calhoun.
No doubt.
The folks they brought, the folks that we brought.
That's right.
At Northwest, the same thing, the way the community turned out for that game. And then you jump into the region schedule, and we had a couple of really all the games were good, but Harrison and Altoona, what a couple of battles those games were, right?
You know, for me, when I look back at a season, and you've been coaching as long as me, and it may be more than just football, it may be old age and maybe even something else. I forget way more than I remember. I'm amazed at Coach Napier and Coach Chapel, the way they can recall stuff, and Coach McClure. But we're doing a lot more than we did back then between 7-on-7s, and we're with them. And so I think you got more things to kind of put in your memory bank. But the games that always stick out to me, and maybe it's because I'm a defensive coach initially, is the physicality of the games that we play. And when I look at the Sequoia game, I look at the Harrison game, I look at the Altoona game, truly those were 3 physical tests that all had different outcomes, but really physically tested us.
Yes.
And tested us beyond just schemes that we were running, but really how would we execute those schemes, whether it was defensive blitzes or it was and we should probably mention this, I mean, we kind of moved from a gap-oriented offense, eye-oriented offense. As the year evolved, we became more of a spread zone-S type team. Now, I wouldn't say spread from a throwing the ball, but spread from a let's get people out of the box, because I know those are the conversations we're having, Lovejoy, Coffee, and Altoona. How do we get the box that we want? And the physicality is, and I'm going to actually throw a game back at you that I think for me was one of the most important games of the year, and that was Creekview. That was the first time we really kind of looked at our offensive line.
Right.
We knew what we had with Zeke and Kyrick and our Sam Stepp and our passing game. I think where we were kind of, or at least for me, I had that little question mark on my game sheet was, okay, could we give a single runner, not the I where you've got a quarterback, a fullback, and a tailback, a single runner the ball 25 or 30 times in a game? Could those linemen block 25 to 35 run plays where there's just a few things you can do?
Right.
It's not like it's you're playing with 52 cards. And how would the game be managed? And to me, personally speaking, that was the game that to me really, I guess, kind of said to me, we're going to be okay. This O-line, this running back, we're going to be okay. This is going to be a good game. And I think we grew up. I mean, maybe you saw it, but that's what I felt like from that point on.
I think so too, and I think the way, we played Sonoraville after we played Northwest. And Northwest was as far as an offensive line standpoint, was a terrible performance by us, and I felt responsible for that. They weren't ready to play, and the next week we came out and played Sonoraville, and they obviously had seen the film, and they were trying to do a lot of the same things to us. And the way the guys responded and picked up the blocking schemes and did the things the right way, and I think we ended up with a big rushing game that game. Yeah. For me, the defense, the Harrison game, I think was a hallmark for them because of all the hype and all the expectations on the Fields kids coming here. I just saw where he's committed to Penn State now. All the expectations and hype for that guy and their offense, what they were doing to other teams, for us to handle them the way we handled them was quite impressive.
Well, and absolutely. And I think that game, I can remember us sitting up and watching the Altoona. We scouted, it was our week off. We scouted the Altoona-Harrison game. And I remember sitting up there watching that, and here we had talked all year to our players about the Altoona game. This is going to be the region championship game. This is we've come out of really 4 straight play-in games. This is going to be a play-in game. You got to be prepared to get ready for this game. But suddenly we're watching a Harrison team pretty much hand it to Altoona. And I can remember kind of looking over at you and Coach Bennett and all of us kind of going, nobody wanted to say it, but wow. I mean, this is going to be, we've been focusing on the wrong team.
Right.
For 7 months, 8 months, we've been talking about a name that might possibly not be there because we never played them. And so I think you're exactly right. I think the physicality that our defense played with, the intensity our defense played with, literally, it's kind of like the first run, the big 70-yard run, everybody kind of went, wow. But then it was kind of like, okay, he's not going to do that again.
Right.
And I can then fast forward. You look at the fourth quarter. He's literally Max and Max and JW are coming in, and he's going to the ground to avoid it. I mean, because he knows what's coming. We beat him to that point. So certainly I think the Harrison game was a hallmark game for us that put into at least motion the way we were going to have to play for us to be able to compete in this region, but more importantly to compete at the 6A level.
Absolutely. And then you roll into the playoffs. one of the goals we talked about a long time ago was winning the region, being #1 seed, and it paid off for us. We got 4 home playoff games.
Never in the history of
that just doesn't happen that often.
88, I think, was the last time that happened.
So Wanda Bear came in and certainly a
dangerous team.
Yeah, dangerous team. I mean, a lot of athletes, and we didn't know much about them, but we handled those Cats pretty good.
Well, here's what I would say. I remember Coach Carpenter saying a little quip that week. He said, "This team won't beat us, but they could upset us." And I thought, yeah, that's funny, and I kind of went on. And then later that night, I'm kind of watching because I'm watching offense with you guys while I'm at the meeting. And that night's when I kind of watch my defensive film. And I'm watching my defensive film, and I'm going, he's exactly right. This is a team that makes just enough big plays. And that's the reason why we kind of said going in, this is a team, we got to hit the accelerator. We got to get 4 scores, get these guys on the back end of the trailer, or we're going to find ourselves in a bad situation coming into the game. Felt like those guys did. Showed an amazing amount of maturity that week because we had a few distractions that week. They focused on, here we go, let's get it done. And then we roll into the next week.
Lovejoy and Coffee County were 2 athletic teams. They were different. Lovejoy was really big. Coffee County wasn't. They were big, but they weren't quite as big. But they were, I think, obviously a better team overall than Lovejoy. But I thought that was a great performance. And our offensive line against Coffee County we were really concerned about that going into the game. And I thought the guys did a great job of. We ended up with 250 yards rushing with the mod on that game.
Well, I think the 2 similarities that both of those teams had was certainly they had more athletes than we had. I mean, at the end of the day, you can look at a lot of different things. They had more, and in 1 or 2 instances, maybe bigger athletes at the point of attack than we did. But we showed those 2 games that we could play with anybody because Lovejoy, looking at Valdosta, I don't know if Lovejoy don't match up better with Valdosta than we did.
Right.
From a get off the bus, go out and play kind of deal. Certainly they were athletic as them, and certainly they were as big as them, if not bigger. Coffee County was so dangerous. I mean, you just looked at how many big plays they were able to generate, series after series, and you can't stop that. I mean,
they had a quarterback that was
my gosh, man.
Probably, just
Favre. Favre-esque is all I can say that week. So he just made plays, and you got to have people on the other end that are able to catch it. And then to kind of transfer out of those 2 games and come into Valdosta, I think it had us prepared as we could be based on the given circumstances. We were probably as prepared as we could be when it came down to play.
Oh, absolutely. I think so. I think we had a good feel for who they were and what they were going to do. I mean, the more film you watch on them, I could tell their defensive front was really good. Number 92 was a handful.
Yeah.
But I still didn't feel like we would not be able to move the football on them. I think with the combination of running and throwing, and we'd be able to move the ball. And it was going to be tough sledding, but and it felt like we were starting to get them softened up in the run. But unfortunately, like we talked about earlier, we'd gotten behind. But it was a tremendous overall, I guess, just reflecting back season, and just a lot of fun for our guys, and they did a great job.
Well, and I just think looking at it, the season said so many good things, and I think one of the biggest things it said was hard work will get you as far as you want to go. I think the second thing that it said was from an offensive standpoint, but from a defensive standpoint, it was all about balance. 2,300 yards rushing, 2,100 yards passing, defensively, 3 guys all within over 115 tackles apiece, each of them within about 10 of each other. One guy 6 interceptions this year with 6 interceptions, Maddox with 3, and 3 other guys with 2. So you just look at the balance. Overall, there was no stars once again, as Dalton has proved time and time again. Certainly some guys got a little more spotlight than others, but at the end of the day, the team won. The team played together, the team won. I think that is the message of the 2016 Catamounts, is that team can beat any individual there is.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you a little bit about the upcoming winter schedule and spring schedule for the Catamount football team.
Thank goodness it's football time again here in North Georgia. There's nothing like the smell of the grass and the roar of the crowd under the lights on Friday night. Football is a way of life in Dalton, Georgia, and so is the Oakwood Cafe. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, our team is dedicated to serving you the best meal in this area. So next time you're hungry, head on down to the Oakwood Cafe. Your stomach will be glad you did. Oakwood Cafe, for the people, by our people. Transformers is proud to present 2 new things that are happening here. BG Products and Mr. Rick Patton as your new Center Service Manager. Welcome aboard, Rick.
Thank you so much, Charles. I feel truly blessed to be here. And yes, we have a complete lineup of BG products to serve all of our customers' maintenance needs.
So don't just trust your automobile with anyone. Come to Transformers, Transmission and Complete Auto Repair Specialists. We can make it shift, we can make it hold, we can make it stop, and we guarantee with BG products, we can make it go.
Thank you and God bless.
This is Roadrunner Coach Tony Engel. I want you to join another winning team with my friends at Advanced Insurance Strategies. They offer you great service, but more importantly, they offer you the assurance that you're protected today and against whatever tomorrow may bring. After all, isn't peace of mind what insurance is all about? Call my good friend David Pennington at Advanced Insurance Strategies today at 706-226-0186. Beep, beep.
A level 3 neonatal intensive care unit.
An accredited chest pain center.
Advanced imaging.
Comprehensive and convenient medical care.
The #1 hospital in Northwest Georgia, Chattanooga, for overall hospital care.
Quality and expertise matter. Hamilton Medical Center is here, meeting your health needs with compassion, healing, and excellence.
All right, we're back on Catamount Football, and Coach, let's talk a little bit about the winter schedule for the football team. The next organized team activity, as the NFL guys say, is the banquet.
That's right, banquet. Right now, tentatively, we feel safe in saying this. It will be Sunday, January the 22nd.
29th?
No, the 22nd. 22nd. We know that is the NFC Championship game. Coach Mayo, who is a NFL advocate, lobbyist, I probably should say, but we'll start at 2:00 p.m. That's the weekend after Martin Luther King Day, and we'll have it at 2:00 on Sunday afternoon in the Commons, as we always do. Players will need to be there around 1:30 for check-in and those kind of things. That will be the first official thing that we'll do.
Well, but they'll be well into their winter workouts at that point,
Oh
right?
yeah,
They'll be back
I mean
from Christmas
now,
break.
yeah. We kind of there's kind of a we kind of split, I guess you'd say. There's
Right.
kind of a fork process from this point on. The seniors will transition to now where they're beginning to work more on college recruiting. Going and visiting their own visits right now. As a matter of fact, they'll be doing their official visits. We're doing highlight videos, which we've been doing throughout the year. The college coaches can visit up to a certain date in December, and then there's a required quiet time so these kids can kind of have a break. The coaches can have a break. I think it's January the 5th or 6th. They'll kind of be back out in force and can pretty much kind of work, 60 straight days up until, or 35 straight, whatever it is, up until signing date. So you kind of know that that's what those senior group is doing. The underclassmen, as insensitive as this sounds, we'll take this week off, and 2017 starts next week. We'll get into workouts. We'll get into doing specific training for certain position groups. They'll be meeting. We'll be watching film. We'll be breaking down some things, looking at this last year, kind of some end of the year analysis that we'll kind of talk about. And then the third prong is the coaches. This is where we begin to start doing things. We begin to start going to camps and clinics. We begin to start visiting different college programs. We'll go visit probably 4 or 5 different campuses to watch their bowl practices. Talked today to one of the coaches down here in Georgia that wants us to come in and just kind of spend some time with them over their bowl practice break, talking a little bit about offense and offensive line play. So, we begin to now start building the content side of the coaches, because I'm not going to work out and you're not going to work out, and Coach Thompson, we don't need him to be fat.
Wellness center in the morning.
You do, and the sauna does count to some degree. But what we'll do is everybody begins to now start building, getting ready for 2017. 2017 for those seniors is going to look a little bit different, though, because they're going to be in another uniform for another coach playing on another campus, and certainly we love following those guys. And I want to say something today. I just got an email. It's going to go up on the website today. Jordan McKinney at last night's Georgia banquet was given the Defensive Scout Team Player of the Year.
Awesome.
And I think that's something to recognize. And
Yeah,
I want a
that's
steak
great.
dinner, because I told one of the coaches at Georgia, I said, if you'll bring this guy in, he'll be your scout team player of the year, and sure enough, he was. So just a congratulations to him, and we've got other Catamounts spread out all over the place. Very proud of those guys, and we're about to send another group into that fraternity.
What, half a dozen or so off of this team that'll have a chance to play, an opportunity to play at some level?
Yeah, at least 6. We feel like right now is going to be going to the next level. And a couple of those guys, and this is probably a good time to discuss this. A lot of times we have guys that have the opportunity to go play, but to be honest with you, they just don't want to go play.
Well, they go and look at some of these small schools, and they come back and say, "Wait a minute, this is not as nice as what we've got."
I played in front of more people than that. That's right.
And so they elect
and
to
that's
do something
no
different.
doubt. And then there's some guys that's just ready to move on. They've had a great high school career, and they're ready to be in fraternities, or they're going to go in ROTC. Some guys just want to go to work, and we certainly admire all those and certainly support them in those endeavors. But there should be a handful, half a dozen or so, that are going to have the opportunity, if they want it, to play at the next level. And we'll see, kind of like I said, where they wind up. It's going to be an interesting next 60 days.
And I think the other piece that especially the weight room guys, and you look forward, because I'm not, some of us aren't around for all the workout stuff, is the next crop of leaders.
It's important.
Yeah, and you got to, and this is when they start showing up in the weight room in these winter workouts when it's dreary and nobody wants to be doing it. And
you're looking for those attitudes. You're looking for those guys that are going to step up, and we certainly are graduating one of the best groups of leaders that we've ever had. And I use this analogy all the time. Jesus didn't call 12 leaders; he called 12 followers, and their deal was to learn how to follow the right leaders and become leaders. These guys have been doing that. I mean, they've been sitting in a position of of fellowship, for lack of a better phrase, for a couple of years now, and they've been seeing these leaders. They've been seeing Tucker Sumner and Maddox Houghton and Colton Fromm and Jake Brock and Caden Stokes and some of these guys. And now it's time for some of these guys to now step into those holes. It's their time. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see this group. You and I probably have a short list of guys we think are going to step up, but you know what's exciting?
You never know.
You never know.
Right.
And everybody's got a fresh start. So I said it's going to be interesting to see these guys. But I know this. I know Coach Thompson, I know Coach Smith, and Coach Rigdon. These guys will work harder than anybody will play all year long. I don't care what level, what game. We'll work harder than anybody, and we'll have another group of Catamounts next year that'll be prepared just like this team was.
Absolutely. Let's take a break. We're back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
Honesty, integrity, and hard work, leadership, quality, and value. Just a few words to describe the company and people that make up Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries, the world's leading carpet manufacturer, is proud to be a sponsor of Dalton Catamount Football. Shaw Industries, where great floors begin.
Thank goodness it's football time again here in North Georgia. There's nothing like the smell of the grass and the roar of the crowd under the lights on Friday night. Football is a way of life in Dalton, Georgia, and so is the Oakwood Cafe. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, our team is dedicated to serving you the best meal in this area. So next time you're hungry, head on down to the Oakwood Cafe. Your stomach will be glad you did. Oakwood Cafe, for the people, by our people.
All right, Coach Lane, we've got the highlights from Friday night, and first thing to say, I know we've said it, but what an awesome freaking crowd we had.
It was awesome.
It was incredible.
And not only that, just the moment, the history of the moment. I mean, this is Dalton, Valdosta. I mean, I can't tell you the number of emails and text messages that I had during the week to prepare, to just mentally, how amazing it was that this was actually going to happen.
Opening kickoff, here we come trying to run the football, and it's tough sledding, especially early on.
This was a very good defense.
They were fast. I think that was the biggest thing.
No doubt. And our defense, we finished the first half 86-88 in total yards. Our defense certainly played great football, and you look at them side to side, we matched them all the way. I mean, there was not one thing that I think they did better. And you look at John W., he had a great night on the night, but once again, another solid night out of Tucker Sumner and Nathan Moore, Nick Faulkner, and Max Maynard. I mean, that box of 6 has just been really, really amazing this year. This is a coverage sack. Great job of holding it. Big John, we call that sitting on the bar stool. He's just sitting there waiting for that guy to make a move, and then he moves to the ball.
Force him to punt.
That's right.
Little line drive.
And we should say this. They were using a different ball. We'll talk a little bit about later on.
That's a good decision by JP there to get it out. Just a little quick pass out to Sam off the running play. You can see good result here. Good job by Maddox of blocking.
Yeah, we'd like to have come back to that a little bit more.
Yes.
A couple of times during the night.
End up having to punt.
Good solid kick. But what we were talking about was earlier, though, is that they were using a composite ball, and we didn't really know about that until we found out during the week. And you could really tell the difference in the way that ball bounced, and certainly you'll see it in a little while.
Yeah, absolutely.
This right here, great job by our defense, once again covering everything up, forcing another punt.
They're getting us on field position right now. That's the
bad, yeah.
Yep, that's a challenge. You got it when you get down in this situation. You need to get a couple of first downs to get the ball out if you're going to give it up, and so you can flip field position on them. Try to run the speed option here. It's a good job by Ahmad to get in the corner.
About a 23-yard gain,
yep,
I think.
Great
right here.
spin move right there. So this gets us going. See how fast number 7 is right there. He just ran between Dylan and Caden. They were trying to bracket him, and he just zipped right underneath him.
Great play right there.
Good catch by Kyrick.
It's a junior. It'll be great to see him
that
back.
Was Gavin. Yeah, I'm sorry, that wasn't Kyrick. That was Gavin.
It'll be a great opportunity to see him back next year.
Yep. Got some good bloodlines there. That's Mitchell House's grandson that played running back with me and Coach Wilson back a long time ago.
Really good player. Really good player.
I like Gavin. He's got some great hands.
We beat him up on scout team this year, so he has certainly earned his stripes. Good to get the field position battle back to us right here, and we get a great punt, puts it down on the 4-yard line. Just a great job by Ivan. Of course, our defense comes to play right here, and big hit right there. Tucker Sumner, Matthew Howe, 2 guys with over 130 tackles apiece between the two, or both of them separately.
So coming into the first quarter, and it was fast. This game was fast.
48-minute first half.
Everybody's running the football.
Yeah, I mean, we're all trying to establish the line of scrimmage. Great job by Nick Faulkner right there. And Big Max coming along the line right there. Had a college coach in today really talking about how good Max played this year. Great job right here. And, of course, Big John W. I mean, that's kissing him in the mouth right there. Getting the ball inside on a little quick slant, trying to run it. Wound up picking up a first down, though. Come back here. And Big Maddox comes in right there as well, cleaning up the trash right there. Good job by Tucker. Forms a wall right here. Just a great job, Matthew Howe. Another guy like I talked about. I mean, those 3 guys right there had a great, solid year for us on defense.
When you hear coaches talk about run fits, that's exactly
exactly right.
That picket fence they formed right there is what you look for in a run fit.
And here you're going to see it. This right here, short kick. We've talked all year about not letting the ball bounce and run, and he tries to make the tackle, and we have this ball. Yeah. We've got video. We have that ball right there, and they took it away from us right there on the get up, and that was regrettable. So come back. Of course, we give them a short field. And we put them in a position to where they've got the ball down on the line of scrimmage. Big hit right there by John Wesley. Get another solid game out of Harrison Norman. And you'll see it right here. They just couldn't block him. They just could not block him. He had 5 big hits in that game. Big hits in that game. Wound up being a holding penalty, and we took the penalty and brought it back and wound up getting the score right here, but he was down. Yep. You can see right here, I hope we slow it down. And if we can't, you can just slow it back. He's got his hand on the ground, elbow on the ground, and then reaches the ball out after he's on the ground.
So we get down 7-0, come back. This is a good job by Kyrick of running the jet sweep there. Good stiff arm. Gets us out of a big hole right there.
Yep. Good job by Keith Adams right there.
Good job by Ahmad of not getting.
And we worked on that this week, trying to let him get up in a seam instead of trying to outrun him to the sidelines. You see 92 right there.
Yeah, he's good. We had good pass protection, though, all night. There was good pass protection.
Yeah.
Oh, it was close.
It was close. Interference.
Yep.
And it was. We believed it, right?
Absolutely.
We always believe it.
End up having to punt again.
We're certainly hoping for some reciprocation there, but we didn't get it.
Oh.
So we're getting here at the end of the half, and we're in within about 2 minutes at this point right here, and we're able to stall them out real quick. But we wind up having a defensive penalty to end the half, and they wind up just throwing it up, and Maddox Houghton goes up literally and takes it out of number 6's hands. Just an outstanding play right there. So we go in down 7-0.
Still very much anybody's game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hi, my name is Charles R. Hicks Sr.
And I'm Charles R. Hicks Jr.
From major repairs of transmission and motor
to minor repairs such as AC brakes and tune-ups, Transformers has got you covered.
We also offer financing and provide a nationwide warranty for your peace of mind.
So don't trust your automobile to just anyone.
Come to Transformers, Transmission and Complete Auto Repair Specialists, where we can make it shift, we can make it cold, we can make it stop, and we guarantee we can make it go.
This is Roadrunner Coach Tony Engel. I want you to join another winning team with my friends at Advanced Insurance Strategies. They offer you great service, but more importantly, they offer you the assurance that you're protected today and against whatever tomorrow may bring. After all, isn't peace of mind what insurance is all about? Call my good friend David Pennington at Advanced Insurance Strategies today at 706-226-0186. Beep, beep.
The Catamount and the Chick-fil-A Cow are teaming up to provide you an awesome tailgate meal each home game from 5:30 to kickoff. Be sure to be here by 6 o'clock for the catwalk and get your Chick-fil-A meal for only $6. Chick-fil-A Dalton reminds you to eat more chicken
and go be great! A Level 3 neonatal intensive care unit.
An accredited chest pain center.
Advanced imaging.
Comprehensive and convenient medical care.
The #1 hospital in Northwest Georgia, Chattanooga, for overall hospital care.
Quality and expertise matter. Hamilton Medical Center is here, meeting your health needs with compassion, healing, and excellence.
All right, come out for the second half, and we won the toss, so we're kicking off to begin the second half.
Strong kick. Gets the ball in the end zone, puts the ball on the 20-yard line. Picks up 5 tough yards right there. Quarterback comes back, runs a little quarterback draw. At this point, they'd pulled in the number 2 quarterback for him, number 17, who was a little quicker, a little more agile, not quite as good of a passer as 4. And you'll see as the game began to change, they're trying to run a little power G right there. Good job right there by Matthew Howe coming in there, stopping. So we force a punt.
This is one of the most bizarre things ever.
Yeah, he's calling Peter, and Maddox is trying to get out of the way. And when that ball hits him off the back, we've never had that happen. I mean, or I've never had that happen. And then, of course, in all situations, what do? Go for the juggler. And that's exactly what they did. They spread us out, ran the ball straight down the middle, throws a little quick dump pass.
Makes it 14-0.
Number 5 is pretty special. He's a D1 player, being looked at by Miami, Florida State, South Florida. Good job right there. Good job just smothering him up right there. And I think they knew at this point, they put 4 back in to just be a little bit bigger of he's about 6'3", 6'2". He put him in to just make him a little bit bigger of a runner, but he also is the better thrower. And that's what they had to do in the second half. He winds up being 15 for 21 18 for 21 for about 186 yards. Great play right here, good pursuit, running right back into the wall. Big hit right there by those guys. Big hit by those guys. So 3rd and about 13, and Grant Goldberg slips here. Obviously the field was a little wet from the rain, and he slipped, and they just ran the right pattern.
Come back. Found a formation that started giving them some problems. Put Kyrick and Ahmad in the backfield at the same time, and Guys up front now, they're starting to get tired and we're getting a pretty good push on them. And this is a great run by Ahmad.
What a fake. Saw him do that against Coffee and Lovejoy.
Yep. Good protection. Good pass.
Yeah.
Good catch by Nasir.
Good catch, too.
Yep.
Good to see that excitement.
Absolutely.
Good protection, though. Look at that.
Good job.
He's able to step right up in the pocket and throw the ball.
Yeah, the guys did a really good job because we threw the ball quite a bit, and they did a good job for the most part on the pass protection. Another good throw and catch. So we're moving the ball down the field for really for the first time.
Well, we're throwing the ball. Yep. You know, the side of that right there is the ability to really put the ball where we need to put it.
Fourth down play, hook and lateral, and good touchdown.
Great job right there. This is something we had to change Kyrick in place of Zeke for this week, and just a great job. He never ran it before, so we were able to.
Ahmad did a good job of tiptoeing down the sidelines there. So 21-14. Feel like we got something going now.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the offense, with that formation.
Yeah, we got some momentum. The momentum had swung back to our way. We're playing really, really good football right here. Even though we're giving up. Now watch this. Maddox just keeps battling this guy. 6'4", 230. He pulls the ball out right there. Pulls the ball out right there. And it was so funny because everybody's looking, and, you know, lo and behold, here he is.
Right.
I was hoping he'd run with it, though. So.
Yeah, that'd been really good if he'd been able to take off and run and score.
That would have been really good.
So get some good momentum here with the turnover on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, you'll see him. Watch him. He comes up right here. Boom. Hits him. He's just wrestling with him, trying to get it away. And sure enough, here it comes right here. Just pulls it out, and it starts trying to run with it. What a great play.
Heads up by 26.
Yeah, and heads up. Yeah.
To tackle.
No doubt. Absolutely. But how good out of 24.
He'd been gone. Yeah.
You talking about a player. He is. We're going to
play.
miss Maddox Houghton. That's a great player right there. Great player.
So come back.
Really feel good right here.
Yep. Good job by Ahmad of laying out for that catch.
Absolutely.
We ended up this is the
losing JP. That was JP got hurt on that right there.
We ended up having to turn the ball over on downs.
Brought in Chandler Starks, who just did a fine job until he gets injured, which you're going to see here in just a minute, with a broken finger and a dislocated finger. Great job right there. Our defense playing strong.
So we were down to either putting Harrison
we
Hughes
put Harrison Hughes in,
Coach Sparks at quarterback.
And Coach Sparks' eligibility. That's what was the issue there, so we had to get rid of him. So, but once again, fine job. All of our guys did the best they could, and you know right there is what it's all about. At one last huddle, those guys getting to be together and just giving thanks right there to good Lord for giving us the ability to be a part of this program.
Absolutely.
Mike Jones with Carpet Express, and I'm so thankful to all our customers. We've reached 25 years of business. And when I think of Carpet Express, a few words come to mind. Dedicated, willing to work hard to serve our customers and provide quality products for every budget. Trustworthy, a company that cares and has family values. Dependable, from the sale to the installation, we are with you every step of the way. So come see why Carpet Express has been dedicated, trustworthy, and dependable for a quarter of a century.
Dalton Utilities has been a part of our community since 1889, meeting the needs of a growing industry that is now known throughout the world. Over 125 years later, Dalton Utilities is still invested in our community's success, providing safe and affordably priced utility services to help run your home and business. For electricity, natural gas, water, and wastewater services, you can always rely on Dalton Utilities, your hometown connection.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reginald Sherrill. Are you tired of sweaty underarms and dealing with deodorant stains on your clothes? We're performing a procedure called Mirror Dry. It's safe, non-invasive, sweat and odor-free, deodorant-free. It is clinically proven and FDA approved. I've had the procedure and it really works. The procedure takes about 1 hour, it's local anesthesia, and works immediately. Call our office, Dalton Plastic Surgery, 706-226-3311. 706-226-3311.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
Honesty, integrity, and hard work, leadership, quality, and value. Just a few words to describe the company and people that make up Shaw Industries. Shaw Industries, the world's leading carpet manufacturer, is proud to be a sponsor of Dalton Catamount Football. Shaw Industries, where great floors begin.
Back on Catamount Football, and Coach Land, we've come to the end of the show here, so I'm going to give you the microphone and let you start thanking people, because we have a lot of people to thank.
Thank you, everybody.
Because there are a lot of folks.
There is. You know, I every year I try to kind of think about the right way to group these people, and we know that just from the banquet alone, the thank you part of the banquet, every year we try to minimize that. It takes about 15 minutes to thank everybody that plays a part. So I know I'm going to forget somebody. So as a caveat, I want to say thank you to everybody that did anything this year. Heartfelt from our staff and from our players, thank you. But I think some people that really stuck out to me, and I think it has to start with Rob Taylor. Right. Rob Taylor has the best Catamount story of anybody I've ever heard. And he really is a person that is servant in action, and he has been an outstanding quarterback club president. He's had a lot of things he's had to make some tough decisions on. We've had some tough situations this year. He certainly had some challenges from Kentucky Fried Chicken not bringing chicken to the GHSA basically doing a coup d'etat this week over the stadium and taking over for 2 hours. But such grace, such leadership, and just a true dear friend of our program and a dear friend of mine. And Rob, I love you and I appreciate you, all that you did. Next, it just kind of falls to the quarterback club at that point. This experience, and if you've been to a game, friend or foe, if you've been to a game, you admire what the experience is that these young men, and you even called to it a second ago. We got guys that don't play at the next level because they just say, Coach, it's not. There's no way it could be better than this unless I were to go to a D1 program. And they're absolutely right. You and I both know that. But the show, the experience that they give these Dalton High football players is second to none. And I get so many emails, I get so many text messages just complimenting us on the presentation of our program, whether it's our jackets, whether it's the buses we ride in, whether it's our pregame meal, whether it's the professionality that the quarterback club takes care of the officials and the chain crews that come in, whether it's parking or food. The quarterback club just does it right. They're better than anybody else. And the quarterback club executive committee really appreciate all you. Now, in that group is moms and dads. That's who the quarterback club is. I mean, if you want to know who the quarterback club is, it's moms and dads. That's who it is. But there's also friends of the program, people that have been along. And our corporate sponsors certainly provide a lot of the financial resources that we need to do the things that we do. But there are hands on the ground. There's boots on the ground. The moms and dads that are picking up trash after games, the moms and dads that are out here separating out food for the tailgate series, mothers that have cooked some of the best desserts in the world. I mean, it's just really an honor to really be around people that are that committed to the program and work that hard. The administration has been just fabulous this year, and to talk a little bit about the support that they've gotten, whether it's been our teachers in the school that's had to accommodate having to leave at 2 o'clock to get to to Atlanta or to Canton, in time for a game, or just just helping our kids as far as scheduling and stuff like that. The administration has just been outstanding. Our school board, just the honors that they've given us has just really been special, and appreciate all they do. I would never want to take away this moment and not thank David Henry and our band. David Henry is he's one of the greatest professionals I've ever worked with, and has such a respect for the game, such a respect for Dalton High football, and he just does an outstanding job. And our cheerleaders, Miss Hollifield and Miss Love, they just do an outstanding job. Radio crew, Randall Davison, Steve, and Patrick Gregory just do outstanding. I mean, they're called play-by-play. I think you even said this one time. It's better than most colleges that you hear. And certainly Nick Emanette doing some of our filming, and Rick Zizek, the voice of the Catamounts, celebrating his 25th year. Certainly that's a feat that has been unparalleled, except for one person, Ray Broderick, and he's on the pursuit to catch Coach Broderick.
That's right.
I think another group that really sticks out to me, though, has just been the Brandon Brown Productions, who does all of our TV show and everything, and to kind of bring back Jeff McKinney and Rob Taylor, what they do with the social media wise. Just, it's fabulous what they're able to do to promote Dalton High and Dalton football, and to put in that category some other people at the school.
Doug
Melanie
Smith,
Patrick, that's what I was going to say. And Doug Smith, what a friend. He captures the most important moments, the most important moments, and puts them on used to Kodachrome, but now whatever it is, digital print, But Doug Smith, just a special friend of our program. And I know I'm leaving out some people. That's why I said, because we're running out of time. But the big thank you that I really want to take a few minutes is Steve Bartu and Jeff McKinney, Randy Sanderson. That just one of the most professional departments that I've been able to work with, our athletic department. Jeff McKinney does unbelievable amount of stuff for our program. Some other coaches, the support they give us within the school, Coach Parrott, Coach Duffy, Coach O'Keefe, Coach Case. I mean, I can kind of go down the list, Coach Parker, just the way those guys flock and surround our guys, Coach Wills. It's awesome to really see those guys, Coach Barron. It's really special. But last, I think the group we got to think is the players. The players are the best part of this program. As good as everything is, it's those guys that put a number on their back. They got the guts to come out there all year. They got the guts to be known that I'm the guy that either did it right or I'm the guy that screwed it up. They don't hide behind some moniker on some forum or some chat line or whatever. You know who they are. Their name's in a program, and they go out and lay it out every day, and that's Catamount football. Not just a bunch of fanfare and a bunch of pageantry. It's those guys that play the sport, and whether it's linemen or skilled guys or kickers or managers or trainers. Speaking of, Crystal Clark and Bowen Land, my daughter, I'm not going to cry, love those two. They have done an outstanding job, and our ball boys. But, our kids.
Does Amy watch this show?
Who?
Amy?
Well, I'm not through with the spouse. I'm going to come back to the spouses. They're the last one. But our players are just fabulous, and that's who we need to probably thank. That's the biggest thing, because they're the ones that represent us. And then last, and I'll end with this, the wives, especially Bill Mayo's wife has to put up with Bill. But now I tell you, the families, our kids, our wives, what they allow us to come do, it's a game, and they know it's a game. But we do make a living this way, and it's real special to share with them. So I want to thank them for letting us be a part of it. I think that's everybody I've got. That's my short note. If not, I'm sorry, but thank you as well.
All right, we're going to wrap up the show.
Good.
By saying,
now that I'm in trouble.
We'll be back next season, same cat time, same cat channel.
Go Big Red.